Resolutions. Hearing none, committee report.
Oh, you're not going to touch on the other business?
Where was it? What was the
These three. The
And so briefly discuss.
village proposal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the sheriff down there and I thought that was the jail.
You flew right on by that one, huh? Thanks, Jack.
Okay, we do have millage proposals that have been submitted. We have had information back from the bond attorney. His recommendations, I believe, Brenda, you have made those corrections. I don't have a clue what I did wrong. You have yours.
He lost his again. Probably net 5.
It is. Okay, we're looking for any discussion that you have on this, recommendations that you would care to make, changes that you would like to make. Let's have a brief discussion of it. Who wants to open the discussion? Then it'd be my recommendation, if no one wants to have any input on this any further than what we already have, I will instruct Secretary to prepare the motions or the resolutions for the March 11th meeting. Now we'll move on. Now I'll call for correspondence reports and or resolutions. Committee reports. Robert?
Well, on the 21st, we met with Cadillac Insurance Company, reference insurance benefits, we went over that. Still trying to work things out a little bit. Then on the 21st again, I went over the claims and audits. Then the 24th meeting with the Oscoda County Human Service Coordinator Council. They've got, she showed from this True North, and I can't remember her name, but it's emergency assistance. There's like 61 counties in our region. And from Oscoda County in 2013, with the assistance of helping, was $84,000 was given out in our county for the assistance in 2014 to help people, whether it was replacing roof or something.
I think it was heating mostly, wasn't it?
I believe it was more heating than anything else, But other than that, that was good. And then I just had this morning at 7:30 an EDA meeting, and they're going to have looking into putting some new events at the Skyline Event Center up there. That was Michigan Magazine, but they're talking about putting in like some ski trails, camping sites, many major events that they'd like to get going. And that was good. That sounded really good. Other than that, I don't know where we need.
Thank you, Bob.
212 EDC meeting went real good. They're working on getting together with all the campgrounds. They're having a meeting to try to promote the campgrounds, get more people coming into the county. So they're getting them all together. They're going to try to make a brochure, put it on the internet, whatever they can, to try to help get more people coming up here to Mount using the campgrounds. And that was about it for EDC. 214, MOA landfill. DEQ is gonna let us use the new water cannon up till 5 degrees above, which is gonna help us take our leach beds down more and save more money. They're gonna also come in and they're gonna do a aerial photograph map of the event. We want to get it done if, say, our gasification program goes, so we can get one after that if they ever get it all built, so we can have the aerial before and after a picture of it. 217, I went to Elmer Township meeting. There was one guy there griping about a sign being moved on a road, causing people to slide into a ditch. They're going to move the sign back. They also brought up about the price of propane. It's $4.69 a gallon, and they're going through twice as much propane in the cold weather right now. They're getting worried about it. They're talking about another tank for next year. That was about it for that. 220. Let me see. We had the Steiner Museum. Wasn't enough people to vote on anything, showed up because of the weather. But we did go over the insurance for the Friends of the Steiner through Kirtland. It went up $3 from last year. We're going to go ahead and improve it as soon as we get enough people at the next board meeting. That insurance is to protect the events that the Friends of the Steiners have from being sued. 221, claims and audit. 224, I went to the Northeastern Michigan Consolidation with Michigan Works. New officers, they went in, they're going to give their people a 3% raise that they haven't had in 6 years. It's been frozen. They just figured they deserve to get some money. They went over a lot of new programs that are coming up that's going to help. They're working with Michigan. What the heck is that one you belong to?
NEMCOG?
NEMCOG, yeah. They're working with NEMCOG on a few new programs they're starting up. So that was about it.
On February 11th, I went to the Greenwood Township meeting when they're out there working on their 2014-2015 budget. On 2/13, I went to the County Planning Commission meeting, and they're moving forward on the master plan. I didn't tell you about this one. I went to your place. And they'll meet with the townships, and at the townships, they're trying to get a little more general public input and looking for more feedback and opinions for the master plan. On February 14th, Larry talked about the, what did you call it? The cannon out there, and
The aerial.
also they're repairing the loader out there. That work has started, and we hope to have that back within about 2 weeks. On 2/18, Big Creek Township meeting, they'll continue to get input on the revision to their blight ordinance. They retired a firefighter and hired a firefighter. 2/20, I went to the NEMCOG meeting. It was the board meeting and the annual general meeting. And they've hired Phil Alexander to head the Regional Prosperity Initiative for a county region. State funds, also, it was stated that state funds are available for grants to upgrade courthouses in downtown areas. So anyone that's interested in looking into that, that's available. This morning, the Road Commission meeting, they reviewed the Rural Task Force meeting, which is on March 3rd. You are all invited to that at the, I believe it is at the Tri-Township Hall, or Tri-Township Fire Department. I can't tell you what time it starts, but I believe it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. And it could be an all-day event. Projects for the 2014 through 2018 were discussed, road projects, and they're still working on the union negotiations. That's it for me.
On Friday, I had the claims and audits, and just on yesterday, went to the health department meeting over in West Branch. And the dental clinic has moved out of the health department. It's no longer there. And that's gonna hurt their revenue. The health officer is, the new health officer is working with the finance department. They're also applying for revenue sharing from the state. Dr. Bush reported on that the state is focusing on prescription drug abuse. We also reviewed the audit reports. They did better than last year on their audit. Doug Getty discussed about a well driller who was late in filing his records with the health department. There would be some fines there for him. They're appointing an ad hoc committee to review the well code changes, the linear pipes or liner pipes. And we went over a couple bids for the public water supply sampling collection. And that's it.
Thank you. Mark?
On February 18th, I was at the Saco Valley Community Mental Health Executive and Finance Committee. We talked about some IT staff additions, and I see a trend developing here, and it's going to be something to be reckoned with. The more and more computers we get, and more we operate on, it's going away from one guy can handle it all. These two positions they're hiring over at the Saco Valley are $60,000 to $80,000 positions, in addition to the one guru guy they already have. And I see it happening in district courts, and where the IT people, it's going to be a big cost coming up. It's going to be something where I have to think about. They talked about open enrollment on the Affordable Care Act. Their worry is that more ill people are signing up, and they need to utilize healthy people to make that plan work. They also need to utilize their avatar software a little bit better. They can get more out of it, therefore the new IT guys. On 2/19, I was at District Health number 2, the Water Supply Advisory Committee. There is a new well permit and application system. It's a little more detailed and step specific, because we have had huge discussions over the driller and the property owner and about well placement. And no matter what happens, it's going to be, in the end, it's the property owner and the well driller who are responsible for that well placement. And if it's wrong, you're going to remove that well, and it's going to be on your dime. And that means even if your neighbor won't let you on their property, and there's a sewage waste system there, and it's within 50 feet of your wellhead, if they find out about it, you're going to move your well. Or you aren't going to put it up if the neighbor won't let you on their property. 219, literacy. I was at Literacy Council. We must raise up to about $1,000 for liability insurance. We're trying to partner up with other literacy councils. Excuse me. And we only have $500 in our fund. And the reason I questioned the liability insurance, but because we have tutors that work with children in, not in a public setting, but they might go off to the side, there's the possibility that somebody may say they touched them, or inappropriate touching, and the liability issue is there. So we're looking for ways to fundraise. 219, the library, they're still planning on their plans to renovate, and there was a nice appreciation for Nancy Crane, who retired. On 220, DHS, they had an Affordable Care Act presentation, which, again, as to most of them, they still don't know what's going to happen in Michigan. They have to wait till April 1st and start gathering data. There was a problem with the new Gaylord office. It flooded in the crawl space, and when they went down there, they found the drain tap was not hooked up to the plumbing. So they were just running their sinks and filling up the basement. Which I said, good thing it wasn't a toilet. So it was only some wastewater. 224, again, we met with District Health Department number 2. Their pipes are frozen in Harrisville, and Denise went over there yesterday because they're going to have a hard time thawing these things because they're plastic pipes. And at the Water Advisory Committee, they said the only way they can go with plastic pipes is to send a little thing that shoots out a squirt of hot water and brings it back, and that's the only, it takes 24 hours on one job at $80 an hour. Lee mentioned the dental clinic. There's a fish advisory. I only got one of these. I'm sure we'll get more. It's about do not eat the fish at, where's that place? Up by Wordsmith? The swamp, or not swamp. What is it?
Marsh's Clark.
Yeah. Clark's Marsh, yeah. Anyhow, it's here. There's certain fish that you shouldn't eat, and that is there. There's problems in their audit with their payroll distribution and where it's going, how they blend out payroll. And last night I went to Oscoda Valley Community Mental Health, and we talked with Dave Schneider. He's the CEO of the new Northern Michigan Regional Entity, and that's 5 boards, 5 mental health boards. We're one of them. And as you can imagine, there's much positioning going on because some boards spend more than other boards, and everybody should get the same, and that's what they're arguing about now. It's kind of like the school. In different parts of the state, in Oakland County, for instance, down there they get $13,000 a patient for their mental health patients. Up here we get $7,000. Why are our patients different up here than they are down there? And so there's a lot of arguing in the state going on there. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mark. I would like to add one thing here, and that is to thank Jay for the very positive article he wrote on the decision that we made in our last meeting regarding the new assistant prosecuting attorney. Thank you for that positive reporting. Now I'll open it up to public comment. Why am I surprised? Yes, Sam.
Okay, just a couple, and I'll make it real short, quick updates, okay? On the Fair of the Heritage Days, we have a major art show and speed show booked, food show, we're gonna have tax sale, yard sale, camping weekend. We're working with a carriage company for possible rides. We're going to have a remote race car track. Old time crafts, pancake breakfast, trail ride, cowboy church, a petting zoo. The Scout Nerd bands are used on their crafts. We're going to have demos in the barn. We're going to have horse rides. I'm working with Sheriff Brace on possibly having a gun safety class in the gun range there. Jason is going to work on something with the ambulance. Buffy is going to have search and rescue. We have music. And I'm working with the library and Herald and other entities on historical events. And that's it for the Heritage Days.
And that is all within a 3-day or 2-day?
2 days, yep.
It's going to be a busy 2 days.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
What's
is.
the date on that, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
What's the dates?
July 10th to the 12th. Actually, we're going in on Thursday night, so it'd be the 11th or 12th, really. Okay, the youth program, we're having another sign-up tonight at the KSC from 6:30 to 8. We did receive another $200 from the VFW. We have about 42 kids so far, and I've received several phone calls at home tonight, so hopefully we'll have a good turnout tonight. And then everybody who has signed up so far, I have texted everybody, myself, to ask them if they can possibly pay so we can try and get the costs down. And if they can't, they need to let me know tonight. So that's been done. Then Randy Booth and I will be presenting a budget invoice for the next meeting. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Dave.
I understand that the airport is not your baby, but it's your baby now. We need to keep better track of how many takeoffs and landings there are there. The public needs to know that so they can figure out where their funds are going. There's a bunch of money going out there. And that needs to be looked at. Also, on a positive note, I want to get that out because a lot of times I have negative things to say. As a representative of Lydia's Gate, I want to thank the county employees for their contribution that they made last month. It's very much appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
That's all I have.
Anyone else?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have any support for that motion? I have 3 supports. Motion by Wilson, supported by 3 others. Actually, Christenberry is the one I heard.
By the rest of the gang.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, everyone, for coming.